Hello, everyone, and welcome to Maria's craftingcorner.com videos. I changed that. I shouldn't have. When I change things, I kind of forget what I'm trying to say. Anyways, you guys know me. Welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me today. We are going to be working in another card making video. I no longer call them tutorials just in case, because you don't want to get people upset at you if you mess up. But I am super excited about the card we are going to be making today. It is kind of a variation of a building block card that we made a while ago. It's kind of similar. Sort of, I don't even know how to call it, but I'm tired of calling it Funfold. I, same as always, saw it on Pinterest, and hold and behold, it was just one standalone picture. Not even, hey Diane, how are you? I hope you're doing well today. And not even like, sometimes we put the names in our pictures or something, nothing. So I saw this amazing, hey Carrie, hey Khalid, welcome and thank you for being here. So I really don't know how it's called. We're gonna go ahead and call it Funfold. Or variation to our building block card, and maybe you guys can tell me how we can call it, or if you've seen it before, maybe you can tell me how it's called. That would be even better. I do want to let you guys know that I am definitely doing the Very Merry workshop. I am doing well, thank you, Diane. And for those of you that don't know, Diane is joining us on Facebook. I thankfully am able to see comments on both places, and so I really appreciate that. So I can have it in both platforms. Hey Donna, how are you? Thank you so much. So after a very, very painful experience, Donna can talk all about that. Yesterday, I think I finally figured out my website and adding the chop to the website. Guys, I am not a technological person. I'm a psychologist, right? I do well with computers, but I am not just an IT person. Hi, how are you? Welcome from Australia. I am so glad you guys are here, Matthew. It's just one of those things. So I thought I set up my workshop page very well in the chop, and it was going to go booming. It's seamlessless, and then it's not. Of course, I've been on it all day long, and I have to say, guys, that thank you, Donna. So Donna is also on Facebook, and she was the one that told me, hey, PayPal is not working. How can we get this work? So I think it's in progress. I am hoping it's mostly set up. I was able to do several transactions on my own, and it's not exactly the same. But if you guys are trying to get it and you cannot get to buy the workshop, please send me an email to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com. The workshop includes 6 cards and 2 videos. I am doing 2 videos mainly because it would be very long to do just one video, and you guys know I have a broken foot, so really I'm not going to stand up, because I craft standing for a long time. So that's why I came up with the 2 video idea. And then my thought is we'll do a premiere instead of a live. The reason for that is because again, my foot, it would be like an hour and a half. I think the video after editing and everything is more like an hour in 40 minutes or something like that, the first video. And guys, I have to tell you, I just don't want to push my foot, so I want it to heal nicely. So that's the whole deal. You'll get a PDF tutorial. I am working on it. It's going to be very detailed, as detailed as my language knowledge or my English knowledge allows. I am working on it. It's coming out very nicely, and it will be available in the website. I'm hoping by this weekend. So the workshop, I keep putting quotes on it. It costs $10, or you can get it for free if you buy $40 on my online shop. So yes, it. So I am. Thank you, Carrie, for asking. Carrie is asking if it's at 8. So I thought initially of doing it at 6, which is 6 Mountain Time, and then after just giving it a little bit more of a thought, um, I was thinking, well, should we do it like instead of it will be August 8th, August 2nd, and August 9th. Initially, it was going to be on the 1st and on the 8th, but guess what? It's a Tuesday, and that's my life day. So I was like, oh, not that day. Hi, Brenda. How are you? I am so glad you're here. So I thought, okay, August 2nd and August 9th. But I'm like, that's a Wednesday, right? Like, that's pretty late if you're going to be crafting if you want. So I am asking you guys because you're probably the ones that are going to be working on with me on the workshop. If we should change it to August, let me. Oh my God in heavens! So to the Saturday, I for some reason can't access my calendar in my computer. Um, So thinking August 5th, and August 12th. You guys let me know what you think about that. I think that it's probably much more comfortable to do it on, I don't know, 10 o'clock, midday on Saturday. I don't usually do a whole lot on Saturdays. So it sounds like a good idea to me, but I would like to hear your feedback. And I appreciate your feedback, actually. Okay, guys, let's go to the crafting table. So I told you guys this is a building blocks. I'm going to keep doing that because it's not really the regular building blocks, but it's something similar, and I don't know how to call it. We are going to start with a piece of Night of Navy. This is 12 by 5.5, and we're going to end with a 5.5 by 5.5 card. Hi, Kiwi, how are you? Welcome. And my you guys know that I don't usually worry too much about um, the how big the card is. I am kind of that person that just see something, I like it, and I kind of work on that and get excited, and that's all. I did try to make it smaller, and I didn't like it. You'll see why I didn't like it very much. I didn't keep the one I made smaller. It was just I was just trying it out with some old cardstock. But we can try to figure that out. I have two different options for you, and you guys, I think you guys are going to like it. So let's bring our best friend here, our trimmer, and we're going to align the 12-inch side against the top of a trimmer, and we are going to score at, here I have my cheat sheet, guys, 3 3/4. Let me move that out of the way because we know I always make mistakes. 5 1/8. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Okay, Carrie is saying that she has a commitment on 8/5 at 2 o'clock Easter time, which will be 12 here. So if we make it at 10 Mountain Time, which will be 12 Eastern, would that be too late for you, Carrie? And I'm going to move forward. Sorry. So we scored at 5 1/8, and now we're going to score at 6.5. And that's all the scoring we need. Oh my goodness, Kiwi, that is very hot. I think the hottest day was today or yesterday. We were like at 92, 90, maybe 94. I don't know. So again, and now we align at 6.5 and score. So I'm gonna review them because I get distracted with your comments. Align the 12-inch side towards the top of the trimmer, and we score at 3 3/4, 5 1/8, and 6.5. Very, very simple, 3 scores. Now we're going to get that 5.5 inch side towards the top of the trimmer, and we're going to line at 1 3/8, and we are going to cut between those two score lines. I know it's very hard to see because it's a blue cardstock, but I did not think of bringing a white cardstock. I'm not sure what I was thinking. No, I'll tell you guys here in a minute what I was thinking. And then we are going to move to 2 3/4 and cut again just between those two score lines. And the next we're going to do, we move to 4 1/8 and cut again between those two score lines. So, and when I say these two score lines, you can't really see it, but it's going to be between the two end score lines, because we have a score line in the middle. So the first and the last score lines, okay? I do, please, if for whatever reason the video is getting stuck, please let me know. I am trying very hard to fix that, and I am not really sure how to do it, but I'm trying it. So if you guys tell me, I would appreciate it. And so this is the card you're going to get. It's very simple, I said, right? We're going to fold. This one is going to be fold belly. I'm going to bring that bone folder to crease those lines. These have different they go in different places, but I am going to initially fold it mountain. I found that it was just easier to kind of crease those when when they are all together. And then the last one we are going to fold again, belly. And if you're new to card making, we called, so this is the way our card is going to go. So we call it belly, mountain belly. I think it makes a lot of sense once you see it this way. And this is your card. So really we're going to move one of these this way, right? And so you'll be able, and I am just getting that way. You'll be able to put this like this. You'll be able to even put this in different ways like this. Like you'll be able to play with it a lot, and I really like it. The next thing I'm going to bring, so I'm going to bring my embossing machine, cutting and embossing machine, guys. Give me 1 second, slowly. I'm moving it slowly. I did want to make this ahead of time, but I want to show you real quick just because it will explain a variation in the tutorial, in the written tutorial. So this card is going to go like this. So let's say this is the front, and this is going to be our front, right? Our front card base. And so I want to put a little border in it. And so I want to use these borders. These are the elegant borders. Who has these borders? So I'm going to bring this up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I am aligning these towards the top as best as I can, and I'm centering. Of course, you guys know that it's a little bit harder when you are further away, right? And so I am bringing this and using, if you don't have these borders, you need them. And I want to say this, I am a border person. I love borders. I think it's partially because I did a lot of scrapbooking a while ago, and so creating some interesting borders gave it just so, so much dimension to your layouts. Good, Diana has them. I love them, and we are going to go ahead and do that, guys. I'm doing this in a really uncomfortable position. I don't need to go all the way, so I'm just going to come back. And we're going to remove this here real quick. And we're going to take our embossing machine here, out there. And here we go. Okay. Phew. I absolutely love this border. I mean, I love them all. I like this one because it's a little simpler, right, than the other. The others are much more elaborate, and so I think this one does better for the card I am planning to make here. Okay, so now we have that. So I think if you tell me from what I think, ooh, oh, you have? So Kiwi, that's how it started. Well, no. So Kiwi's saying that she's had those border dies and have used them once, only once. And I that's kind of how it started. I'm like, I've not used these borders at all. And then the workshop came in my idea, and guys, I have this amazing card. Well, I think it's amazing. It's a simple fumful, but holy crapoly, I absolutely love them. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy the So Very Merry stamp set. It is so easy to work with and so beautiful. Anyways, and I used one of the much more detailed borders in it, and I fell in love. And I'm like, why am I not using these again? Like, what's going on, Maria? So that's kind of how it ended up happening. I am going to reinforce those score lines there, but this is the card. Okay, very simple. Again, you can play with this just so you have some fun, like that. I really like it. Okay, you guys know I usually have a lot done. This is going to be a new baby card. I rarely ever have any of those available for whatever reason. And so I figured it's a good idea to have one available. So two things I'm going to say. Initially, I wanted these to be on an 11-inch cardstock. So on a regular cardstock, not 12-inch. And I'll show you here in a minute. It looks okay, but I think I wanted a little bit more of extra spacing here. You will have both measurements included in the description, not in the description, in the PDF tutorial. The only thing that really changes is where we score, where we get this little mountain area is the only thing that changes. And of course, that will change though the size of these panels. Okay, so let me I am going to be using, guys, the Bright and Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Kiwi. I appreciate that. That's so very nice. The Bright and Beautiful cardstock. So I have found out, guys, that I am much more of a warm tones. Don't get me wrong, I love my blue and I love this color combination, but I like warm tones a little bit better. And when I saw the Bright and Beautiful that included all those new colors that are very, very much on the colder side, on the cooler side, I was not sure I liked it. It took me a little bit to convince myself to buy it. But hello, there was a sale. So I had to make the most out of that. And I got it in the end. I did not get the whole suite. I just got the paper to try it initially. And I am liking it. It's growing on me. There are pieces of it that I really, really like, but not all of them. And so, hey, that's normal, right? But I really like this color combo. So this is very versed, and this is again that Bright and Beautiful. This piece is 3 1/8 by 5 3/8. And this one is just an eighth smaller. This is 3 by 5 1/4. And you guys know, I usually like to start with my front. I feel that sometimes I get too excited working on the center and then, or in the inside of the card, and it's much harder to get going with the front, especially the layers. So I'm gonna open these because you guys know I can't do anything straight. So that's kind of my problem. So Kiwi saying that she's a neutral and pastel gal. Yes, so pastel definitely me. But if I think of stronger colors, I definitely like more on the warm side. So let's say the more like fall colors is what I'm thinking of, definitely, I don't know. And don't get me wrong, like I really like this. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and do this. But fall colors, guys, I absolutely love. Reds, deep reds, I like very much. Oranges and those greens. So, for example, all the like the mossy meadow and the olive. I always say olive oil, guys. Old olive. Those are colors that I really like. And so, anyways, just it's one of those things. I know we all have different tastes and we like different things. That's logical. And obviously, Stampin' Up has to try to, you know, please everybody, which has to be super complicated. So I'm going to put this, as you guys can tell, this does not have really an up or down or a direction within the paper. So it does not really matter. I am aligning these here. So if you guys can tell, I did calculate fairly well that that paper or where I put my border. And that's the first thing that I want you to do is when you are going to do this card, I would cut these first and then kind of measure in here and make sure that that 3 1/8 is going to work well, right? Because you'll see in one of the cards I actually put a little further, and I have more space on the sides, which is perfectly okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you cut it a little shorter for whatever reason, then your paper is going to go over and you don't want that to happen. So I think either you cut your paper and then you're willing to just adjust as needed, right? So let's say it was a little further inside. So you just cut like 1/8 or whatever is needed, but adjust. So this is the first. So let's go inside. We'll decorate that in a little bit. I'm going to bring my pieces. I have a few pieces already set up because these are 8, right? Little triangles. Hello, Maria. Little squares, and gluing these together, it takes a lot of time. So I just want to make sure that we have time for everything. We're going to decorate this piece, and these two pieces are the exact same. No, this one is the exact same measurement. This one is, as you guys can tell, a little smaller just because I wanted to show some of that color. So this is one of those pieces that have all the colors, but I really like it. It's like, it really matches well in my eyes. And so I wanted to really be able to show a little bit more of that paper in the back. Now these, let me go back to what we are using. Sometimes I forget to let you guys know. So sorry about that. We're going to be using the little dreamers because Hello Maria likes coloring, right? But this bundle brings an amazing die. I think it's amazing anyways, that has all these little stars. So you can actually make like backgrounds with stars, and that looks amazing, or just cut them and have a ton of stars. As you can tell, these are tiny, and that's why I added them ahead of time, because just gluing this takes a little bit of time, right? And I just didn't want to like be here too many hours. I think I already have a record. So let's go ahead and add these. I think I want to say this is about 3/8 of an inch smaller. And so just make sure that you're centering as best as you can. This is not a competition. It does not need to be perfect. If it's good enough, it's good enough, right? So let's go ahead and adhere this. Lately, my Stampin' Seal Plus is misbehaving. We're going to go ahead and add this in here. And I'm making sure, of course, that this is the direction. This really does not make a difference if I put it like this or if I put it like that. But I want it to go that way. Like, now that I think about it, it really does not make a huge difference. Interesting. But anyways, and I am being mindful of these little piece, right? Because this goes, so I am gluing this closer to the score line because I'd rather have it closer to the score line and not exactly perfect eighth than closer to here and risk that it will be covering that piece, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Now, the other stamps that I will be using is the Circle Sayings. I think I kind of what Kiwi was saying, like I get too excited and buy several things and I'm thinking we're going to use all this stuff and then I stop not using it. So guys, I have discovered that I have things from like previous catalogs that I did not open, that I did not use. So I'm trying to include everything I can in my cards. You don't need for this to be this complicated, right? But, and I have it really ready here. You guys can tell because it's, of course, I had to color. You guys know me. So I use the Celebrate stamp, which I really like that it's a circle. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. And I use that, which I am assuming it's a squirrel. I don't want to say it's a squirrel and it's not, but it seems like a squirrel to me. And I just include it, center it. So the first thing I did, and I did use my Stamparatus slash Misty, whatever you have available, to do this. So everything was centered the best possible. You guys know me, right? I don't do well very sometimes. And this one is going to go here. And as you can tell, I had this in here all the time while I was including, hey, Tina, how are you? While I was including those stars. So I knew where I wanted this star. Now, you can tell I have a couple of stars in here that are white. Part of it was because I just wanted to give that idea that he was catching the stars. We may end up using some Wink of Stella to color these a little bit and get some shiny there and make a difference in there. But I'm not too concerned that they were white, bottom line. I also have, and I'll show you here in a second, others that will work in there, other stars, because yes, I'm using a few things today. I am completely guilty. So I am going to bring these pieces. They are already glued because of what I was kind of telling you guys. So this is white in emboss. This is an older retired embossing folder, but we have something similar. I actually almost used the raindrops from the previous catalog. How was it called? Rain or Shine Sweet, I think. But I decided to use this one just because I definitely like circles for whatever reason. That's what I'm realizing. You can totally use whatever you have available, right? It's an embossing folder, guys. It does not make a big difference. And these pieces are so tiny, really. Oh, that's a great idea, Carrie. I'll show you guys what extra I have, and we'll play with them here in a minute. So I have 8 pieces, and you guys kind of know me, so I played a lot with patterns. That's kind of my thing. I love patterns. So my thought is 4 whites and 2 into different patterns so we can play along. And so, for example, in this case, that this is the same paper, I just want it in here. And I'm bringing my glue in here just because it gives me a little bit more flexibility. And again, I'm putting that, making sure that that pattern matches the way this one is going. It does not have to be that. And then I am putting this white one in here, so it kind of creates some contrast between the DSP and, this little piece. Okay, let me not move it. It's there. And now I'm going to bring the stars because in the end, this is a different paper. This one does not matter if you put it one way or the other, but this is a different paper, so it kind of works well. In my brain. And I always say this, I know right? That you guys know this, but I really think you have to remember that this is how I see the cards, and this is just a little bit of inspiration. You go ahead and do your card however you want it and enjoy it, right? Because this is about you enjoying this process, right? So this, I'm gonna put this one in here. And where are my other friends? Here's the other three. We still have three. That's why I had to glue them. Guys, I have done, I don't know if you guys remember that time when I did that building block one, which I really, really like that card. And it took me a little bit of forever to put them together. I don't know why I didn't put them together ahead of time. And again, my cards tend to be long. So I was trying to just make it a little shorter. Okay, so we are going to give these a few minutes to dry. In the meantime, let's go ahead and bring the piece that's going to go there in the inside of the card. So again, this is, I keep saying blueberry burst, and it's berry burst. Sorry, guys. It's berry burst. Don't get confused. And this is just 5 3/8 by 5 3/8. And then this piece, because I really like this one, guys, I can't help it. And this is just 1/8 smaller, so that makes it 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. I have ahead of time, of course, colored this little lion, and I use a variation of colors. I'll bring them here in a minute. And this is just Misty Moonlight. I didn't do much with this little star. I should have, but I don't have a whole lot of the, how would you call it, like, I think the only other one I had was probably Balmy Blue, and it was just being like hard to blend, but you can try further. So for this little guy I used you guys are gonna laugh. That's me, right? Like, you don't have to do this, but I am like OCD. So one of my absolutely new favorites are wild wheat. I can't even believe it myself, so you guys know. But I used a little bit of the wild wheat. I used so saffron, and let me bring it. This is the skin tone 500, and I think it is the medium, not the deep, medium deep, I think it is, but I am not sure. I have it all in the actual in the PDF tutorial, so you guys can play with it. But those are the colors I used. And for his mane, I used this one, all the same. And this is the darkest of the skin tone, and is number 100. And I have them here because it makes sense to me. In number 300. And as you guys can tell, I just have them like it works for me when I color, right? That's how I have them together actually in my little place, because I just have them as it will make sense for me, and I've played with them enough. So we are going to have now a little thing I want to say. Of course, this is thick cardstock. Otherwise, you cannot do the kind of blending I did without bleeding, right? Look at that. It's a lot of going back and forth and back and forth coloring these and getting right exactly where I want it. So you definitely need your thick white cardstock. Now, let me bring I want here to get this beautiful congratulations on your new little one, and I want to put it up here. And I think I want this one in Night of Navy. Maybe. I think I'm going to go with the Berry Burst. What you guys think? I'm thinking two things. So oh my God, I always forget the name of this poor little thingy. The Lemon Lolly, it's far too light for me, I think. Maybe the Lemon Twist is just too light and it's hard to use in the camera. Or maybe we can just put the green. I think I'm going to go with the green actually, just to get a different pop, completely different. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to start getting ready with the green. I think I like the green idea. And let me get one of these Actually, I'm going to bring my Misty, guys. I hope you don't mind, but I am really not very good at doing this. And I think you guys know already. Part of it, like I have mentioned in the past, is got to do with the light is right here. And when I put the block, the berry burst, okay, the berry burst. When I put the block, look at that. It hits right in it. And I can't see where am I stamping, like anything. And so I think that I'm not going to take the chances with this since this is already so finished, right? So let's go ahead and bring berry burst. And we're going to put it in there. And guys, I'm going to move this a little bit towards me so I can really see if it's straight-ish. And I say straight-ish because if you've been here before, you guys know I don't strive for perfection. I strive to have fun. Okay. We're going to bring our beautiful berry burst. Actually, that was the other thing. Like, I have barely used berry burst. That was pretty impressive. I'm like, I like that color very much. Why have I not used it? Come on. That looks good enough. I'm not going to try to do it twice. I like it as is. Let me bring my little chamois. You guys will know that I have my very well and beloved chamois in here. And I do recommend your chamois. It's the only thing I use. I don't use anything else. I know there's other fancy things, but I don't. Here it goes. And I am using the Misty. I explained that a couple of times ago, mainly because I have a link to my Amazon store if you're interested in getting one. And let's go ahead and add our little and beautiful little lion. And because I am that person, I want this to berry burst against the blue, or blue and misty moonlight, and these blue against the berry burst. I think that will make a little bit more sense. Now these, again, because I like this paper very much, this is, I want to say, it's a quarter smaller. Okay, so this is 5 by 5 in the end, and then we're going to bring this one and we're going to add it in our card base here, or layer. I guess it's not the card base. And we're going to bring this and we're going to put this in here. So I want to ask you guys now. Oh, so let's see. The Masterfully Made has the berry burst, has a lot of the berry burst. And it's that kind of paper that I am not sure I completely love. So I've not gotten that one. Partially, that's why I got this one, because I figure, okay, I can make something work with these colors, right? Like, hello, Maria. It cannot be that difficult. But the Masterfully Made there's something about it that is just not, not where I want to spend the money, right? In the end, that's how it is. And this is kind of your card. Ta-da! Isn't that super cute? So let's go ahead and decorate this. And I'm going to extend it anyways, just to make it easier. So there are another dies that I used, and that is the Wanted to Save dies. I absolutely love big fonts. If you've been here before, you know that. And so I like the idea of making something big and being able to put it in the front of the card. I love that. And those dies bring the back, and then you can put something in, like the writing, and I love them. I absolutely love them. So I'm just going to bring this huge Celebrate in here, which I absolutely love. And I am going to bring I'm kind of cheating, but you guys you guys can get the same thing. So it's like cheating, but it's not cheating. So actually, I'm going to use this. These are strips. I love the strips, but the most recent Paper Pumpkin kit brought these that are little, that are just cut smaller, and I really like that one. So I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of these strips in here all the way through because of course I want some dimension in here. So that's the first one. And now we're going to decorate. Let's see. So this can go totally straight if I want it. I just somehow, I don't know why, but this word gives me the idea of it being not straight. Cricket. I don't ask me why, guys. I totally don't understand why, but I want it that way. And I had colored, of course, ahead of time the little elephant, and I colored this with the lightest of the pebble path and the gray granite. I always forget which one is it. The one that the gray granite. I think they match so perfectly well, and they work wonderfully together. And so we're going to put our little friend kind of flying, and the way we're going to make him quote unquote flying is we're going to bring these clouds that come with the dies from the little dreamers. So I think that just make it so cute, right? So we're going to play. I can't see my other. I got two of them. Aw. Oh, it's right here. It's lost. It's not lost. So I'm just going to put a few flowers, a few clouds in here. I'm actually going to put him not popped up, which I know it's a weird thing for me. We're going to put him in here, and then we are actually going to pop this cloud. And I'm just using the leftovers of these dimensional strips. Okay, come on. There we go. So in order to give that idea that he's flying, I'm going to move like one cloud in here. We are going to put another cloud underneath him. And if you notice, I left that a little bit like that. So it's underneath him. And actually, I don't mind the cloud moving, not moving, like being on a little bit of this very burst edge. Very, very burst. Yes, I did that correctly. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know why, but they just won't stick. Their names won't stick. There. So now I'm going to push to get that. And I'm going to bring another cloud here with the celebrate. And actually, I'm going to move this one. So I'm going to put this one underneath in there. Come on, if I can. Okay, and I want to ask you guys, we are at 42 minutes. I have two other cards to show you, but I did not finish the third one. I just did not have enough time because what I was doing? Oh, I was doing the other cards for the workshop, and so that kind of took a lot of time, and I was not able to finish those. That one. Do you want to try to finish that one, or do you want to just like be done? Because we are almost done. I'm going to put this one in here, like in there. I can wait for you guys to decide. So that wanted to say, guys, bring these other stars. They are all hooked together, and I really like that because you can just put them wherever together. You can separate them. You can thank you Tina, thank you Carrie. You can play with them a whole lot. So let me remove these strips we're not going to be using anymore. We can do this in here. So that's kind of what I was telling you guys, that I have some extra little details that we can put. And I'm going to put these blue ones in here towards the bottom all together. I think it just looks okay all together. And then we're going to move in here and we're going to put some of these in here as well. So kind of what I was telling you, whoops, we can put this one like outside into the other. Finish the other? Okay, cool. Okay, we'll do that. I think you're gonna like, okay, it's one of those color combos that showed up to me and I was like, oh, is this even a thing? Am I really seeing what I'm seeing? I was very excited about that. And that's where I was thinking, Carrie, that what you were saying is I can just cut some of these and put someone like in here. So it kind of put it there. See, Carrie, you were totally right. We can totally put this in here. I don't know why I'm using like this huge piece or glue. We're going to put one there, and I'm going to bring one of the smaller ones that is in the very burst, and we're going to put it around here. And so now we have like, because we have them, it pops the color, I think, and it helps to identify the white ones that we have in there. And then we still have some in here that we can probably put around here. And there we go. And we still have these. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm so glad that we can cut and put in here. I decided that this was good enough. But this will be your card. So the card will mail like this. And then you will be able to like put it like this, right? I just help. That just helps. So you can put it like this. And so when somebody has it like showing, it will have the elephant and the little tiger, and I think that looks super cute. Or you can even like do it forward like this and have these celebrating the congratulations on the little one like that, like if you wanted to do it just like that. Well, you get it, right? So you'll be able to put it in a mantle either way. Oh, thank you, Diane. Thank you, Brenda. I really appreciate it. Isn't it super cute? Like I can't help it. I just love little critters. That's kind of my thing, right? I love him. I love him. So, but I think that it's just easy and simple. And I'm going to tell you this, just so you guys know. I started making the other card at 5 o'clock today. So if you don't get too excited like I do sometimes, you can totally do that like in an hour. So let me bring the other card. Okay. You guys remember this piece of paper, right? These are called dry brush metallics, I think. And I don't know if you, I swear to God, I saw this and it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of gold, right? And it's gold and it's gold. And the reason this is not the card we're making today, it's because the copper foil is not available anymore. But this is absolutely copper. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but these matches so beautiful together. This is copper and it just looks so beautiful. And then I'm like, oh my God, we can use Pretty Peacock. And you guys tell me this does not look just gorgeous together. I am in love with this card. Like, with this color combination. I guess the card not yet. And so this was going to be the card. I am using very vanilla because I think that it really kind of grabs those copper tones and kind of keeps the warmth of the card maybe. And so this is the card. So let's go ahead and, I'm going to put together what I have already ready. As you guys can tell, I was like, okay, if we decide to do this together, at least these are ready. And these are just the same. I scored it with the Fern Embossing 3D embossing folder, which is one of my favorites. I have to tell you guys, one of my favorites. Oh, you like it, Carrie? Isn't this so beautiful? I sure hope they bring the copper foil back because I think it just looks amazing. And I know this is supposed to be balmy blue, but it just never, or was it balmy blue or Bermuda Bay? I don't remember, but it just never pleased me, and I am pretty stubborn about certain things. I cannot deny that. But when I saw it against this, I'm like, this looks so super cool together. So let's go ahead and get these going. I'm going to start with this front, which is mostly done, I hope. Let me see. Let me gather my pieces. My pieces are all disorganized. So the first layer is going to be the copper one. And see, this is one of those. See what I was telling you guys? These is the 3 1/8, and it's barely fitting here. So I could absolutely cut another eighth of this one. I am not going to do that necessarily so we don't stay here all night long, but totally I can take at least a 16th or an eighth of this. And then let me bring, this is the one, this is the layer, and I already have the other, or the front, but let's go ahead and get this started. Yeah, I had to show you the color combination because I was like in love with it. Once I saw it, I was like, oh, I can, it's one of those things. For real, Maria? Oh, guys, for real? I'm suffering, guys. Wish me luck. Oh my gosh. Well, I think I have another piece somewhere further away, but we managed to do it. Jesus. I need to talk less, definitely, and work more. No, I'm going to cut this piece. I know you guys understand. Where's my fabulous trimmer? So it's 5, let's see, so it's 3 by 5 and 3, 5 and a quarter, I believe. Let's go ahead and check this out. I'm gonna turn it around so I don't mess it up. Yes, it is the right one. And let's go ahead and take 2, guys. Take 2. Yes, I was going to do this, but then I always try for you guys to be able to have the, access this. So if these dry brush metallic is available, or it was available at least yesterday. I have not checked today, but the copper foil is no longer being sold, which makes me very, very sad. And I don't even know why I bought it or how I bought it. Like, it's one of those, like, I don't know. Oh, it just popped up there and I was like, oh, I like it, right? Who knows? I'm that person. So I, again, like we did in the past, sorry, I'm off camera. I'm making a whole lot more of emphasis, or focusing a whole lot more on these layer not covering our little border there. So if you can tell, it's pretty close to that border, but I think it's okay. So I already have the piece. So yes, I did it again because I love this. I love this idea. I can't help it. So I am using, oh my God, the Dainty Delights, which I absolutely love. I stamp in copper clay because I think it just looks wonderful. And I just use my blending pen, which is somewhere. Where is it? It's right here. One of my blending pens to put some of this around. As you can tell, I didn't even like focus a whole lot. You cannot do a whole lot of blending because this paper is not watercolor. It is not thick enough. But I just like did it super softly, and then stamped the sentiment in the Pretty Peacock. Now, this ribbon I got when I started being a demonstrator a while ago, and I opened it today. So, guys, kind of what I was telling you, right? Like, see, it still has like pieces of it. I think it was called Basket Weave. It's an old ribbon. I don't think it's available anymore, but it's kind of in that coppery color. And I think it was in the clearance rack when I started. And I'm like, oh my God, I love that color. And of course, then I realized I'm not able to use some of that stuff if I have, if it's not available, because then it wouldn't be fair for you guys. So I never used it. Bottom line. The flowers is from the Dainty Delight, which is within one of my favorite flowers. Partially because it has such amazing dies. I love all these dies they have. I've said this 100 times. Stampin'Up really, really, really kind of gives you a lot of dies with your stamps. So of course you have the stamp set dies, but then you have a lot of extra dies, and I absolutely love that. Look at all those dies you have that are standalone dies, I guess. As you can tell, it's pretty messy because I was working in a rush. But it's one of my favorite ones. I have had a couple, I have to say, I have gotten a couple of flower sets that I am very glad that I got. Really, really glad. The two-tone flora, which is I'm glad it's still in this new catalog. The darling details, of course, which the Diane, are you asking about the Dainty Delight? Actually, the Dainty Delight is not new. It was in our mini catalog. Yeah, it was in our mini catalog this year, and then it moved from the mini catalog to the annual catalog. When we got the annual catalog, they had didn't they have a beautiful, yeah, it's the Dainty Delight, um beautiful designer series paper in the celebration that matched this one, and I didn't get it at that time. By the way, I got it much later. I am going to put these center this as best as I can, and so I'm thinking I want it, no, it's going to be centered. If you know, I love these dies. I love these dies. These are the contour, I forgot, rectangles, and I love them. I do have, maybe if I can find it in this mess, which is probably not going. Oh yes, I have it, guys. I made a beautiful bow. Aren't you proud of me? Look at that, a beautiful bow. Because I thought that this will look really cute in here, kind of like with the flowers. It's a little bigger, but we're gonna make it a little smaller, just there. So, anyways, I got a bow. I'm very proud of myself. And I'm gonna bring my not very good friends. If you've been here before, you know that the glue dots and I are not exactly what you would call a good friend. I saw this being made by Lisa Curcio, and since I've never been able to do a good bow, I never pay attention to it. So let's hope this stays there. So I just am going to trim this. And all I did was getting one of those glue dots and roll it a little bit. So it's kind of like a sticky, or I don't know. It works really well for her. So let's hope it works for me. Still stuck in there. If it moves, we can actually put another one once we're done with with the inside of the card, because I forgot we still have the inside. That's what happens when I talk too much. Okay, so these for the inside, let me throw away that beautiful piece. I did the same thing. It's just the same piece, but I have, this is a little bit smaller. I want to say it's about a quarter smaller than that, so you can see it, right? But I use that fern embossing, that 3D fern embossing folder. And I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I actually used that one because that was the one I was using for the other one, and I had it available. If I thought about it a little bit, maybe I would have used another one. But yeah, that's the one. So now, wish me luck, guys. We don't have to cut this again. Guys, I did it. Are you very proud of me? Okay, let's go ahead and glue this. And this on its own looks beautiful because that fern and that folder is so gorgeous. It has been one of my favorites to use over and over and over. And if you've been here before, you know I'm not lying. I use it very, very often. So let's go ahead and add this. And yes, it's a lot of layers, and it's going to be a little bit, this one's going to be a little bit thicker because the copper foil is definitely thick. And same as we did with the other one, we are going to add these more towards the end, towards this score line, because we don't want it to cover our border. And you guys can't see what I'm doing, but there you go. Okay, now from the Dainty Delights, I cut this piece of card, the die cut, and I just think it will look so gorgeous in it, just on itself, right? What you guys think? I think it just like brings that pretty peacock. I'm not sure what I'm using that front for. Color, and just brings all together. That's how I feel. It has obviously a front and a back, and hopefully, oh, that is working. So I'm putting just dots of glue in every leaf. And whenever there's a, thicker stem, I'm going to put it there. Okay, guys, I'm running. I'm running. I think this looks amazing in itself, just on its own. And because I was not sure, I did die cut this one. And you can put it in here. I'll wait for you guys to tell me if you like that idea or not. I'm going to adhere these two pieces. And of course, because that's what happens to Maria. Like it? Good. I'm glad you guys like it. Yes, I just thought that brings it all together. Very, very well. I'm attaching these, and here is our last piece. And we're going to do, I'm going to bring the, oops, I hope you guys can tell, this is the other side. So I'm going to bring this in here. Sorry, one of them fell, and if there's something I'm not going to lose, is any dice, guys. And I'm going to bring this huge, huge one. And we are going to, look at that. I'm going to bring, okay, I'm going to move this, bring, of course, my Misty. That's going to help me with this big piece. Remove this. So thank you. I am glad you guys like it. Thank you very much. And we are going to put this print, actually, let's move this towards here because I want it on this side. Just move this about here. Sorry. I want it on this, on the right side, because just like you saw with the other card, you can then kind of put them together, right? And it will look good. And yes, we're going to use the same technique. Where is my, I'm using copper clay. Oh, thank you, Colleen. I am glad you guys like it. Like I said, this was going to be the card. I just did not, because the copper clay is not available, right? And I was very sad about that. And there it goes. Oh my God, I absolutely, so things I didn't think. I love copper clay. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Colleen. It's very, I think it's just, it just has that wow, right? Here comes, I don't want my beautiful stamp. And I'm going to show you how quickly it is to color this, because we're going to color this real fast. I'm going to bring one of my stamp blocks, and so the flowers are the ones I color in the copper clay. See, it goes pretty quickly. Like there, I am not overthinking this. You guys may not believe it, but I am not overthinking this. It's just really, really fast. And I'm not even careful of where I am actually, like if it's going all the way to the end, because the flowers kind of allow that expression of its, I don't know, I just feel that you don't need to color this perfectly for whatever reason. This one I'm going to make a little bit darker, just cause. But guys, I'm not like doing a whole lot. If you don't have a blender pen, I think you're missing it, and I will show you here in a minute. Maybe the here's another flower. So all the flowers are copper clay, and the leaves are going to go with our pretty peacock. So let me close that, because I don't know, anything opening here is always such a dangerous thing. I'm going to clean this little block here in my chamois, and you guys know how I have it. Very, very messy. I wash them by the end of every video, and it works very well. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the gray. Now I am cleaning here. The way to clean your pen is just go over and over and over, and it cleans itself. And we're going to go super quick. Like I said, no blending, no not detailing a whole lot. You can blend a little bit if you're interested, right? But I'm going pretty quickly just because I don't want this to be a 3-hour video. Guys, I can probably craft all day long. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm so glad that you like it. This is a really awesome color combination. Yeah, I don't know why they took the copper clay. I am hoping that maybe for it will come back for the new catalog that for the not new catalog for the holiday catalog that will be available in September. Okay, real quick, we have just like one more set of leaves, I think. Okay, and again, I'm cleaning this here in my paper. You do have to clean it right away, because if not, it will just kind of go and be absorbed all the way through. And there you go. Dun, 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 dun. We got that. Let me remove all messes out of the way, and then we'll just include. Oh, guys, I made a mess. Being in a hurry. Look at that. I guess that's when some of our adhesive back gems are going to go, huh? That's Maria for you. I don't know where I got that dirty. That's so sad. Anyways, let's go ahead and adhere this. And bam, 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 bam. One of the dogs is trying to get in. It's knocking and knocking, trying to get in. It's so funny. Okay. And there we go. So super, super quick, guys. We barely had a minute to think this through. But these are still available. I do not have their name with me. I used to have them before, and I don't know what happened to the little piece, but they are still available. And so I'm going to bring, and they are copper, and I just love that. And of course, we're going to bring one in here where the mess is at. And we're going to put just one up here, right? Just kind of playing with my messes. And maybe one down here. Just that's completely. Oh, yeah, Carrie, I could have done that. That's fine. I like my little adhesive back thingies. And then we're going to put some in here too, because why not? Don't fall. So I'm going to put one there. And my gosh, why are you not being useful? Let's see, do I want it there? Okay. Let me put this one in here, guys, because of course it's rebellious. Ta-da! Let me get another one that is less rebellious. And I'm going to put this one like in here towards the end. And I'm going to bring another big one if they want to come, maybe. Or maybe not. Okay, with the hands, because why not? Thank you, Kate. Kayla says they are brush metallic adhesive dots. Thank you. Yes, that's the name. And we're going to put them there. And they're perfect, and they're still available. Right, Kayla? They're still available? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Kayla, I appreciate your kind words. But here you go. Ta-da! And goes just like the same one. You can put this like this, open, and it has this. Oh, Carrie, thank you. I am so glad there's no delay. So whatever we did, we fixed it. Or you can just put it like this, and then you'll have like both flowers, right, looking together. It is very, very cute. And then of course, I mean, technically this is supposed to go like this, right? Like that, so there's like some fun to it. Oops, off. Phew, guys, I'm sweating. Okay, let me show you the other two I have. And so I can show you one couple things. So these are the two ones. You can tell this is thicker. Yes, I did a Christmas card because, it's in my brain. I can't help it. So I used, oh my God, I forgot. the name of these kiddos. Well, they are on the clearance rack. So very important. I love them. I actually, this is one of those that I was telling you guys that I have not used. So, and I am using the Country Gigam, I think it's the name of it, in here because we really don't have a whole lot of Christmas paper at this point in time, but that works really well. That was in last year's catalog. And this is the inside, and I really like it. I really like this funny raccoon. And I this is one of my favorite embossing folders, and kind of the same thing, right? You can put this however you want. Let's say bring this, and then kind of the same thing, you're able to do, put them like this, and you'll have both animals, or however you want it. If you want this one, I left this one very simple, but this is the other one, and let me show you the last one. The last one is done with the other measurement I show you. So this one is actually 11 inches long instead of 12. And as you can tell, I cut it this way. And I am using that gorgeous, because I love this DSP, I can't help it. The Splendid Day DSP, right? And I have said this, like, I love how these, that was supposed to be the Fresh Freesia, looks in the Moody Mauve or against the Moody Mauve. This one I did differently. I don't know if you can tell. So these are folded that way. This one is folded this way. Okay. So it is a little bit different. I like it too. I ended up liking these better, but it's all about the folding mountain or valley, right? So it's up to you. That's wonderful. I think it's wonderful when you have options. So I love this one. Of course, I love this one because, you know, the edge, this is one of those really, really fancy edges, was against the Moody Mauve. I couldn't really see the beauty of it, right? So I just put some squares in there. That was just like an end result. Thank you, Carrie. I am so glad you like it. And I am. This is the two-tone flora, which is by far one of my fave. Because I love the two-tone stamping, and I'm using Moody Mauve and Bubble Bath. Um, and as you can tell, this is Bubble Bath stamp off. This is Moody Mauve stamp off. So the outline is Moody Mauve stamp off. This is just Moody Mauve on top of Moody Mauve, and this one is the Blackberry Bliss. And this, it was the basic. No, I think it's the Smoky Slate. Yes, Smoky Slate, because I guess it has more of that, cool color. Now, see, here's where those Dainty Delights come from, and these are just the standalone dies, but I just love them. So these are your cards. So you have options and you can play with this. All you need to do is, if you're going to do it this way, then you need to cut it. You need to use the 11-inch side, because otherwise you will have that inch out here, right? And so it's fine, but I think that I like it a little bit better like this for whatever reason. But I think it's because I can't play with the what you put in both sides a whole lot more. But these are your cards. I'm so glad you guys got to see this one, because I really, really wanted to make this one. Oh my God. Thank you, Kyla. Is it Kayla or Kyla? Kyla comes very natural because the Spanish will be Kyla, but Kayla most likely is what it is. Thank you so much. Right? It does a really good job with this color. This in my eyes, this never match the Fresh Freesia. Like, it just didn't. The Fresh Freesia is much more, it's bluer than this color. And same, all these papers, I could never mix them with the paper they were supposed to go, for whatever reason. So, like, I think the copper one, I show you guys the one I made that has the copper clay. Now, one more minute. I was not able to do today. That's completely my fault. The raffle. I did not set it up. Yeah, I was kind of busy during the day and trying to figure out my website. It just takes a lot of time. So I was not able to do that, but I promise I will do it next week when you will be able to get one of these three, not this one, because you guys know I do my Christmas for ahead of time. Do you guys want to see a peek of the cards I made, or at least one of the cards for the workshop? They're so cute, I have to say. I'm waiting. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I mean, a few seconds to see if you're interested. Let me know if you're interested. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You want to have a quick peek? I'm going to bring one of them. Oops, there's two of them there. That's not okay. Okay, so. You sure? And that's it. Quick peek. But isn't these absolutely gorgeous? Guys, I'm in love with this. It's a fun fold, so it has other stuff inside. But yes, you like it. So I am in love with that card. That is particularly I'm in love with. I cannot tell you guys how much I like it. Even the other ones, yes, I know I said it. These Very Merry stamp set was a boom for me. I saw it and I started creating cards in my brain, and I thought about doing the workshop with the truck because that's like the hit, right? And it just did not happen. This was the one that kept me like super busy in my brain, if that's the way to say it. It's impressive how much I liked it. So tell me, guys, did you like it? Do you like it? Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I do appreciate your constant support. Don't forget that technically speaking, it's all set up. So there is my workshop. Ooh, I love it. I'm so excited about the cards that I'm making. I really like them. And that's the thing, right? I cannot help it. So if you go to my website, I actually made something on the top that says Very Merry Workshop, and you'll be able to add it to your card. I have made transactions with. Oh, thank you, Diana. Do you like it? Diane, do you like it? I'm so glad you guys like it. Sneak peek. The Santa actually moves because I needed to move it. It was too formal. Yes. So that card is one of the cards that I'm going to be making that's the one of the workshop cards, Elizabeth. That gold one is the one the one of the cards of the 6 cards that are going to be included in the workshop. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm so glad you guys like it. So if you're interested, you have to go to my website, mariascraftingcorner.com, and on the top you'll see Very Merry Workshop, and you'll be able to get it there. If you have any issues, please let me know, because I'm this close to just move to Etsy, and just you guys can go to Etsy and buy it there. But I'm hoping it will work. I have made some transactions. I'm actually making myself rich. Like I have $50 worth of my own transactions, but I've managed to use Apple Pay and Google Pay and just a regular credit card. The only thing I have not been able to do is the PayPal, because it's linked to my website, to my to WordPress, and so I cannot, like, it won't allow me to try to use it. So technically speaking, it's working. If it's not, again, send me an email to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and share this video if you really like it. That helps me a lot with the famous algorithm. And guys, we are getting closer to 2,000 people. So I am super excited. Thank you, Tina. I am so glad you like it. I am super excited. I'm counting my days. We'll get there to 2,000 little by little. We'll make this channel grow. But I just love that it's a small also because it's such a wonderful and thoughtful community. I don't see. It's mariascraftingcorner.com. Do I have? I don't have actual link in here because of course you were going to ask about that, Elizabeth. Yeah, but if like it's that one, mariascraftingcorner.com with the S. So you have to put it all together, mariascraftingcorner.com. And the workshop is $10, and it will include a full tutorial. And again, it was a blessing to be with you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day and hopefully the rest of your week. Thank you. Bye. Oh, it did go, huh? Maybe I'll just put it in here.